What if I told you that recovery isn't just about stopping an addiction? It's about rebuilding who you are from the inside out. The brain you have today isn't the brain you'll have in recovery. Stay with me, because what you're about to learn could truly change everything. Welcome back to the Dopamine Dial, where we explore the science of behavior change and addiction recovery. I'm Dr. Sambo, and today we're diving into real, research-backed recovery solutions that actually work, not just theories, but proven strategies built on decades of neuroscience and psychology. If you're ready to understand the real path to lasting change, make sure you're subscribed and have notifications turned on. Let's get started. Most people misunderstand addiction recovery, and that misunderstanding costs them years of struggle. For too long, addiction has been seen as a moral failure or a simple lack of willpower. But research tells a very different story. Addiction is a primary, chronic brain disease influenced by genetics, psychology, and environment. Think of it like diabetes. You wouldn't tell someone with diabetes to just try harder to regulate their blood sugar. The same principle applies here. Addiction hijacks four major brain systems: reward, learning and memory, motivation, and decision-making. The reward system, the brain's pleasure center, gets rewired. What begins as seeking pleasure becomes a desperate attempt to avoid pain. Natural reward receptors burn out, creating tolerance and withdrawal. In the learning and memory system, addiction forms powerful associations. Certain places, people, and situations get tied to cravings, as if your brain has been programmed to respond automatically. The motivation system is also altered. Things that once inspired you, family, goals, health, fade behind the relentless drive to satisfy the addiction. And finally, the decision-making system becomes compromised. It's not weakness, it's neurology. But here's the hopeful part. These systems can heal. Recovery can actually reverse much of this damage. Now, let's talk about what recovery truly means. Ask most people what recovery is and they'll say, it means not using anymore. But that's only part of it, and that narrow view holds people back. Recovery isn't just abstinence. It's the process through which people, families, and communities affected by substance use draw on their strengths, heal from harm, manage vulnerability, and build meaningful, productive lives. To simplify, true recovery has 5 key attributes. First, it's a process of change, not a single event. Recovery unfolds over time, transforming how you think, feel, and relate to others. Second, it's holistic. Addiction touches every part of life: biological, psychological, social, and spiritual. So recovery must heal all those dimensions. Third, it's client-centered. No two recoveries are the same. Each person defines their own goals and path forward. Fourth, it involves learning healthy coping skills, developing better ways to handle stress and emotions, and reaching out for help instead of retreating. And fifth, it's multi-stage. Early recovery, the first year, focuses on stability. Sustained recovery, years 1 through 5, builds strength. Stable recovery, after 5 years, represents lasting transformation. So now you know what recovery is, but what actually causes it to happen? The answer might surprise you. Let's look at one of the most powerful forces in recovery: community. Research shows that most people entering addiction treatment also depend on tobacco, and they're often less likely to quit smoking than non-addicted peers. This reveals something critical. Recovery isn't just about willpower, it's about environment. Community plays a massive role. Social support, especially abstinence-specific support, is one of the strongest predictors of long-term success. Recovery is contagious. Beat, it spreads through social connection. When one person finds recovery, they can spark it in others. A remarkable example comes from the Shuswap tribal community in Alkali Lake, British Columbia. In the midst of widespread addiction, one person's recovery inspired their family, then the entire community. That ripple effect became known as the Willpower movement. It uses a beautiful metaphor: the healing forest. Imagine pulling out a sick tree, nursing it back to health, then planting it again in the same polluted soil. It's going to wither. Instead, the healing forest focuses on changing the entire environment so every tree can thrive. Recovery isn't just about fixing individuals, it's about creating healthy ecosystems. families, workplaces, and communities where recovery can flourish. Now let's break down the proven strategies that make recovery last. If recovery were a recipe, these would be the essential ingredients. Miss one, and the odds of long-term success drop sharply. First, build your recovery capital, the internal and external resources you can draw upon to sustain recovery. Think of it as wealth, but in human terms. Personal capital includes your skills, health, and motivation. Social capital is your supportive network. Community capital means access to services, housing, and employment. Second, connect with mutual aid groups like Alcoholics Anonymous or Smart Recovery. Research consistently shows that participation in these groups correlates with higher abstinence rates and stronger commitment. They work because they offer both community and a sense of spiritual purpose, helping fill the void that addiction once occupied. Third, use professional treatment as a launch pad, not the destination. Effective programs combine group therapy, family involvement, medical and psychiatric care, and ongoing support for at least 3 months. Treatment sets the stage, but real recovery happens in daily life. Fourth, practice assertive continuing care. Too many programs end too soon. Traditional aftercare stops after a few weeks and puts the responsibility on the client. Assertive care flips that. It keeps providers engaged for years, offering proactive check-ins, flexible contact, and real-world support. Fifth, address all addictions. Beat. Many people struggle with multiple addictive behaviors: substances, gambling, technology, even food. These issues often reinforce one another, and ignoring one can trigger relapse. Even with all the right tools, recovery isn't easy. Let's talk about the hidden barriers that often get in the way. The first is the vicious cycle of depletion. Drug use initially floods the brain with reward, but over time it drains those natural systems. The result is tolerance. You need more for the same effect, and eventually, exhaustion. The brain's reward, learning, motivation, and decision systems weaken, fueling a downward spiral. The second barrier is distance. The further treatment is from your real life, your home, your culture, your environment, the harder it is to transfer new habits. Hospital or residential programs can help, but recovery must ultimately take root where life happens, in homes, workplaces, schools, and communities. Third, there's stigma. Until society truly understands what recovery means, and until people in long-term recovery are visible and vocal, stigma will keep many from seeking help. Advocacy and storytelling are vital. The more we share recovery stories, the more we normalize healing. And finally, there's the time misconception. Recovery takes time, often years. Research shows it's not considered stable until 4 to 5 years of sustained abstinence. Early recovery carries the highest risk of relapse, but risk drops steadily after year 5. So what does success actually look like? What does recovery bring? Recovery doesn't just remove the bad, it adds something extraordinary. It starts with sustained control, the ability to live free from addiction's grip. Then physical healing follows: improved health, restored energy, better sleep, appetite, and overall vitality. Psychological transformation is another core benefit. People in recovery often report a renewed sense of self-worth, emotional stability, and peace of mind. Shame and guilt fade, replaced by resilience and confidence. Social reconnection blossoms as relationships heal and community engagement returns. Employment improves and life regains structure. Recovery also brings meaning and purpose, spiritual growth, new values, and a deeper appreciation for honesty, love, and service. Quality of life rises as stigma diminishes, housing stabilizes, satisfaction grows, and normal living resumes. And perhaps most importantly, recovery fosters citizenship, respect for others, civic engagement, and a commitment to contribute positively to society. Recovery isn't just returning to who you were, it's evolving into who you're meant to be. It's not just recovery, it's discovery and transformation. People once labeled as problems become pillars of hope and strength. But transformation doesn't happen by accident. It requires intentional steps, consistent, compassionate, and courageous. So let's explore how you can begin your own transformation journey today. First, acknowledge where you are. Beat. Addiction thrives in denial. The moment you can say, I have a problem and I want to change, you've already taken the most powerful step. Second, reach out for support. You can't do this alone, and you don't have to. Reach out to professionals, family, peers, or a community group. Connection is the opposite of addiction. It's what rewires the brain for recovery. Third, commit to structure. The brain heals through routine, consistency, and repetition. Set daily goals, stick to healthy habits, and replace impulsive choices with intentional ones. Fourth, embrace patience. Recovery isn't linear. There will be relapses, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But relapse doesn't erase progress. It's data. It tells you what still needs attention. Fifth, cultivate meaning. Addiction drains life of purpose. Recovery restores it. Find activities, causes, or relationships that give your life direction. That sense of purpose becomes your anchor when cravings or despair strike. Sixth, take care of your body. Nutrition, sleep, and exercise aren't just wellness buzzwords. They're neurological repair tools. Each healthy choice rebuilds the systems that addiction once hijacked. Seventh, practice mindfulness and self-compassion. Shame fuels addiction. Self-compassion fuels recovery. Notice your thoughts without judgment. Learn to treat yourself with the same kindness you would offer a friend. And finally, share your story. Recovery is contagious when voiced. By speaking out, you not only strengthen your own recovery, you inspire others to begin theirs. Let's zoom out for a moment. Addiction is one of humanity's most persistent challenges, but it's also one of its most redeemable. Because every recovered person is living proof that change is not only possible, but profoundly beautiful. Recovery isn't about becoming perfect, it's about becoming whole. It's about healing brain circuits, mending hearts, and rediscovering meaning. And every person's path is unique, some through faith, others through therapy, some through medicine, others through mentorship. There is no single doorway to recovery. There are many. And every one of them leads toward freedom. So if you're watching this today and wondering, can I really change? The answer is yes. Yes, you can heal. Yes, your brain can rewire. Yes, your future can be brighter than your past. Because recovery is not a miracle. It's a process. And processes work when you work them. It starts with a single decision to step toward health, toward connection, toward life. And it continues one day, one choice, one act of courage at a time. Remember, every person you admire who overcame addiction once stood where you are now, uncertain, scared, but willing to try. And that willingness made all the difference. So take that first step. Reach out. Ask for help. Join a group. Speak to someone who understands. Then take the next step and the next. Because the path reveals itself as you walk it. And one day, you'll look back and realize you're no longer surviving, you're living. Your mind is clear, your relationships are healing, your purpose is alive again. That's recovery, that's transformation, that's life, restored, renewed, and reclaimed. So if this message speaks to you, if it reminds you that hope is possible, then let it be your starting point today. Because recovery doesn't begin with perfection, it begins with permission. And permission to heal, to learn, to try again. Every step matters, every setback teaches, and every day sober is a victory worth celebrating. You are more than your addiction. You are a work in progress, and progress is enough. I'm Dr. Sambo, and I believe in your power to recover. If this message inspired you, share it with someone who needs a spark of hope today. Subscribe for more science-based insights on mental health, addiction recovery, and the power of personal transformation. Remember this, healing isn't about becoming someone new. It's about rediscovering who you were before the pain began. Every small step you take toward balance matters. Every act of recovery lights the way for others. Stay curious, stay compassionate, and keep growing, one mindful moment at a time. This is the Dopamine Dial. Turn your brain, master your mind.